Do I have any hybrid children?
You have four. Two boys, two girls.
Is it with my current set of DNA, or is it with, um, like, I guess a past life or another?
No, it's this version of you.
It's quite interesting. I guess who would be the mother?
A Zeta, a type of gray extraterrestrial being.
Okay.
Yes. Test tube babies.
How old are they?
4, 7, 11, and 13.
When will I meet them?
Very likely in 2 years.
That's exciting.
Yes.
How are the children doing? And I guess will I be a part of their lives at some point?
They're doing great, and yes, you will. They're playing, they're having fun, they're learning, they're readying themselves for this Earth experience and sharing uh, their lives with you and the other children. And they're very much looking forward to it.
That's great. Could you talk a little bit about the hybrid children that are that have human DNA and if they if and when they will visit Earth?
Yeah, so it's a very large group that there are of hybrid children. Some are living on other worlds, some are living on ships, and some are already there on Earth with you and have been integrating into your society. They are very high vibrational beings, and they're the result of two very different energies coming together to create something that has the best of both worlds. You have the emotionality of the human, which is in your DNA, and that's how it was transferred into the hybrid races, is through the DNA. And then you have the very intellectual, very technological, logical mind of the Zeta coming together with the emotional DNA of the human to create this beautiful coming together of those energies to create the children that have access to both the wisdom and the emotional intelligence that you often in human beings only see one or the other in, or one's more dominant than the other. But there was such a beautiful balance struck with these hybrid children that they are just going around the galaxy now and spreading their higher vibrational energy and showing all the beings throughout the galaxy what is possible when you come together, when you see your differences as something that can create a beautiful combination of energies.
That's interesting. Is it not just, it's also different races, right? It's not just the Zetas.
Well, the Zetas and humans are the primary progenitors of hybrid children that are around. There are other combinations, of course, but they're more rare.
Can you tell me a little bit about my hybrid children?
Well, they are right now on a ship. They are being prepared for integration into human society. They are both playful and curious about math and science, curious about the galaxy, the universe, how it all works. Very quick to play at the drop of a hat. Very curious about you and where they come from as well, and very eager to come to Earth.
Have I met with them in the dream state before?
Absolutely, yes. In the astral plane, you meet with your hybrid children and everyone else who is close to you throughout the galaxy.
That's great. What can you tell me about the Zetas?
They are like your long lost cousins. They are very, very human like. They are, in fact, what they represent is a potential future for humanity, where if humanity did go down that path of relying more heavily on technology and ignoring the effects of what you're doing on your planet and on Mother Nature and on your bodies with GMOs and pollution and all the things that you're doing to your environment and to your food supply, they represent that cautionary tale to all of you of what could happen to humankind. Now, the fact that they came along and saw humanity as being very similar to them and seeing you all as a good match genetically to them, and that you had something that they needed, it also shows you that you're not going down that path because of these interactions that you've had with the Zetas. They've affected the collective consciousness of humanity. They have let you all know that your emotions are important, that connecting with nature and being kind and gentle to your planet, these are important things, and as a result you're not going to go down that path. And because they went down that path, you now have the hybrids, which are going to be the bridge that gets you to full ET contact throughout the galaxy. So it all has a happy ending for the Zetas, but they went through the very, very tough trial of losing their planet because they could not live on it anymore. It was too polluted.
As far as the kids, what do they eat, and what about school?
Oh, they're learning constantly because they're very intelligent. They have that Zeta mind and they have that human emotionality. So they're both emotionally intelligent and mentally adept as well. And so they pick things up very quickly when they are being taught about something having to do with Earth or humanity or science and technology or spirituality. They're very, very good learners, so that's not really an issue. They will mostly eat fruits and vegetables and juices, algae, that sort of thing, because they're of such a high vibration. That's all their bodies want.
I'm sorry, so are the Zetas a type of gray hybrid or
Well, gray is a large sort of category, like saying humanoid or saying alien.
okay.
So they are gray, but they're different than other grays that have been more associated with the AI. They the Zetas are not androids. They're not created by other beings. They were uh, very naturally evolved beings on their world.
Can you tell me more about becoming an Earth ambassador?
It means that you will be advocating for humanity with the ETs. You will be representing your people and your interests, and at times having to explain why humanity is the way that they are. In fact, you will receive a lot of questions about the history of humankind and how you believe humanity got itself into the mess that you did before eventually coming to your senses and becoming a unified whole, because some ETs will assume that you could regress and go back into your warlike ways, into your divisive ways, and the greed and the lust for power and so on that people have experienced for millennia there on your world will be something that ETs will need to understand. And so an Earth ambassador is a spokesperson for humanity who tells the beings that he or she is in contact with what humanity is all about now, what your desires are now, and also explains that past history that has not always been so lovely.
Hi, here's Daniel Scranton's YouTube video titled The Zeta Story, where he channels the Zetas and they talk about the hybridization program. I highly recommend you check it out, and if you like, you can visit this blog post and it's basically a transcript of the video. So I highly recommend you check it out. Thanks.